miles between us. It started 6 months ago when the company reshuffled their dispatch team. Marcus got assigned to a new coordinator, and the first time she called, he'd been somewhere outside Little Rock, fighting to stay awake on his third energy drink. His phone lit up with the dispatch number.
This is Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. This is Simone from Dispatch. I've got a route change for you. Weather's getting ugly near Memphis, so I'm rerouting you through Birmingham. It'll add about 40 miles, but should keep you out of the worst of it. That work for you?
Her voice was warm, professional, but with this hint of music underneath. Something about her voice and her concern made his chest tight.
Yeah, that works. I appreciate you looking out.
That's what I'm here for.
He could hear the smile in her voice.
Drive safe out there, okay?
Will do. Thanks, Simone.
After he hung up, he sat there for a moment, staring at the road ahead. Looking back at his phone, he thought about how little it rang that day. Over the following months, Simone's calls became a bright spot on his runs. She was efficient, smart, and never gave him a bad route. But more than that, she was present. Sometimes she'd call just to check in when she knew he was hitting hour 12 of a long haul.
Just wanted to make sure you're staying awake out there.
Other times, when he'd text her about a delay, she'd call instead of texting back, saying it was easier to sort things out with a real conversation. He learned she was originally from New Orleans, that she loved old Motown, that she'd started in logistics after serving 6 years in the Army. When he mentioned his daughter's high school graduation, she remembered to ask about it the next week. When he was running behind because of a flat outside Tulsa, she smoothed things over with the broker and didn't make him feel like a failure. They started texting between calls, memes about traffic, photos of truck stop food, screenshots of terrible weather alerts with messages like, "Stay safe out there, Marcus." His daughter teased him about it when he mentioned Simone one too many times during their Sunday phone calls.
Dad, you got a crush on your dispatcher?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm 42 years old.
Uh-huh. And?
He didn't have a good answer for that. The truth was, he'd started looking forward to her calls more than anything else on the road. The sound of her voice made the endless miles feel less lonely. He'd catch himself smiling at his phone when her name popped up. Started composing texts to her in his head before he sent them, wanting to make her laugh. He never asked what she looked like. It felt like crossing a line somehow, but he imagined her anyway. Couldn't help it. Her voice painted a picture, confident, kind, someone who smiled easily. The chance meeting happened on a Tuesday. Marcus had dropped his load early and decided to swing by the Atlanta depot to handle some paperwork in person instead of scanning and emailing everything like usual. He told himself it was more efficient this way. He didn't examine that logic too closely. He was walking past the dispatch office, looking at his phone when he heard it. That voice, that exact voice, floating through an open door.
I know it's tight, but if we reroute through 85, he can make the window. Trust me, I've run the numbers.
Marcus stopped walking. His heart sped up. He stepped to the doorway and looked inside. The woman on the phone had her back to him, braids flowing down her back, her hand gesturing as she talked through the logistics. When she leaned back in her chair and turned slightly, he caught her profile. Her eyes shifted slightly toward the window while she awaited a response from the person on the phone. Full lips pursed in concentration, brown skin glowing in the afternoon light streaming through the window. She was stunning, not in a make you stop and stare way, but in a take your breath and hold it way. Beautiful in a manner that was both striking and somehow exactly right, like the universe had decided to give her face the same warmth as her voice. She hung up, pushed back from her desk and stood. She turned around, surprised at the stranger in her doorway.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. How can I help you?
Simone?
Wait, Marcus?
His name and her voice, in person, hit different. Her smile broke across her face like sunrise.
Oh my God, hi.
She extended her hand, then laughed and pulled it back.
Actually, forget that. Come here.
She hugged him, and he caught the scent of something floral and warm. When she pulled back, she was grinning up at him.
It's so good to finally meet you in person. You're taller than I imagined.
And you're...
He trailed off, suddenly aware of how he was looking at her.
I mean, it's really good to meet you too.
She tilted her head, something playful in her expression.
I'm what?
Not what I expected. In a good way, a really good way.
Yeah,
There was definitely color in her cheeks now.
you're not what I expected either.
No,
You sound older on the phone. I figured you were like 60-something. But you're,
She paused, looking him over in a way that made his pulse quicken.
well, you're not.
They stood there in the doorway, grinning at each other like idiots.
you got time for coffee? I mean, if you're not busy, I know you're working, and I don't want to.
I'm due for a break.
She grabbed her sweater from her chair.
There's a place 2 blocks over, if you don't mind the walk.
My pleasure.
They strolled and sat talking for an hour. Sitting across from her at the table, Marcus learned the things her voice hadn't told him. That she had a small scar above her left eyebrow from a childhood fall. That she gestured with her whole body when she got excited about something. That her eyes crinkled at the corners when she really laughed. He learned she was 35, divorced for 3 years, no kids but 2 nephews she adored. That she'd gotten into logistics because she loved solving puzzles, making chaos make sense.
You're good at it. I've worked with a lot of dispatchers. You're the best.
Careful, Marcus. Keep talking like that. And I might think you like me.
She said it playfully, but there was a question underneath. He met her eyes.
I do like you. I have for about 5 months now, if I'm being honest.
Simone set down her coffee cup slowly.
You've been holding on to that for 5 months?
Didn't seem right to say it over the phone. Felt like, I don't know, like I should look you in the eye when I said it.
She was quiet for a moment, studying him. Then she smiled, soft, genuine, maybe a little vulnerable.
I'm glad you waited. And for the record, I've been looking forward to meeting you since about month 2. Started hoping you'd find a reason to come by the depot.
Took me a while to work up the nerve.
Was it worth it?
Marcus looked at her, this woman who'd been a voice, then an idea, and now was suddenly impossibly real, and even better than he'd imagined, and felt something shift into place.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
They started slow. Coffee became dinner. Dinner became phone calls that lasted until 2 a.m., even though they'd just spent the whole day texting. Marcus started finding excuses to route through Atlanta. Simone started taking her breaks when she knew he'd be in town. His daughter was insufferable about being right.
Told you, you had a crush on your dispatcher.
Yeah, well, your old man's still got it, apparently.
Dad, please never say that again.
3 months after their coffee shop meeting, Marcus asked Simone if she wanted to ride along on a short haul to Nashville and back, see what his world looked like from the passenger seat instead of the dispatch office. She said yes. They drove through the night with Motown playing low on the stereo, her hand finding his somewhere around Chattanooga, the road stretching out ahead of them like a promise.
You know what's funny? I must have guided hundreds of drivers over the years, thousands of miles, thousands of routes. But I never wanted to be in the truck with any of them until you.
Marcus squeezed her hand.
Simone,
Yes, Marcus.
I'm really glad you called me that night about the weather in Memphis.
Me too, Marcus. Me too.
Outside, the night rolled on, but inside the cab, everything felt like it had finally arrived exactly where it was supposed to be. And for the first time in years, Marcus wasn't driving toward something. He was already there,